Imagine you are sitting inside a cramped titanium sphere, surrounded by absolute darkness, where sunlight surrendered 3,000 meters of water above. You are free-falling, slowly, into an alien world where the pressure is immense enough to crush a tank like a soda can. Welcome to a depth of 3,800 meters beneath the North Atlantic. We aren't here to watch fish. We are here to wake a sleeping legend. As the depth gauge ticks toward the fatal number, the pilot begins to engage the high-power floodlights. And then, from the thick, inky blackness, it emerges. Not a pile of scrap metal, but a ghostly castle rising from the silt, the bow of the Titanic. No matter how many times you've seen this scene in movies or documentaries, the feeling when that beam of light sweeps across that rusty railing for the first time still makes your heart skip a beat. It stands towering, proud, and mournful. But today, we aren't just hovering on the outside. Take a deep breath, because we are about to pilot tiny robots carrying beams of artificial light to slither into the very guts of this beast. The ROV slowly separates from the mothership, a fragile tether the only thing connecting it to life. Its spotlight acts like a blade of light, slicing through the eternal night that has reigned here for over a century. We begin to enter the first-class promenade. The first thing that strikes you isn't the destruction, but the eerie preservation. The window frames remain intact, thrown open to the ocean, as if waiting to welcome guests who will never return. The light sweeps across the ceiling, where rusticles hang down like crimson velvet curtains, swaying gently in the weak current. The scene is mesmerizing yet spine-chilling, like stepping into a giant's abandoned mansion. If this atmosphere is giving you the creeps and making it a bit hard to breathe, quickly hit that subscribe button to pump in some mental oxygen. Trust me, the path ahead requires a lot more courage. We continue to steer the robot deeper, heading toward the grand staircase. Don't expect to see oak steps or a magnificent glass dome anymore. Bacteria and time have devoured them all. Now, it is a gaping, pitch-black abyss. When we point the flashlight down into that void, the light is swallowed whole, seeing no bottom. Can you imagine the sound of waltzes, the clinking of crystal glasses, and the laughter of the elite from 1912? Now there is only the whir of the robot's motors and the thumping of our own hearts. The robot maneuvers through a narrow corridor leading to the Turkish baths. And here is a moment that makes any explorer hold their breath. The tiles. Emerald green and red tiles still gleam under the LED lights, as vibrant as if they were laid yesterday. The contrast is brutal. Surrounded by rotting steel, the fragile ceramics have defeated time. Even the lounge chair in the waiting room retains its shape, though the fabric has dissolved, leaving a bare wooden frame. It seems the housekeeping service down here is a bit lacking. Over 100 years, and no one has come to change the sheets or vacuum. I think we'll have to leave a 1-star review on TripAdvisor. Continuing the journey, our flashlight sweeps over something glittering in the mud. Not gold or silver, but a crystal glass. It sits there, perfectly upright, on the remains of a wooden cabinet, unchipped despite surviving the horrific crash when the ship broke in two and plummeted to the seabed at 50 km. Next to it is a leather shoe. This is the most heartbreaking detail. In this environment, human bones dissolved long ago due to the acidic seawater, but the tannins in the leather allowed the shoes to survive. Two shoes lying side by side, a haunting reminder of a person, a destiny that once stood in that very spot. We pilot the robot into Captain Smith's cabin. His bathtub is still there, filled with silt and sediment, but the brass plumbing taps still glint with a golden hue when the light hits them. It feels as if he just stepped out to check on the iceberg and forgot to come back to turn off the water. Those tiny details, a doorknob, a light bulb with its filament intact, a mirror that still reflects the blurry image of our robot, make the ship feel more alive than ever. It isn't dead. It is telling a story. The deeper we go, the narrower and more dangerous the passages become. The robot's tether could snag on anything. A burst water pipe, a twisted iron bed frame, or collapsed ceiling fragments. Every meter forward is a gamble. The pressure at this depth is about 380 atmospheres, enough to crush everything. But I bet that pressure still isn't as heavy as the pressure I feel seeing you watch this intently without hitting the subscribe button yet. Go on, click it so I don't feel so lonely down here. Now, aim the light toward the Marconi room, the place that sent out those desperate SOS signals on that fateful night. The radio equipment is still there, the dials, the circuit boards. It was in this tiny, cramped room that maritime history was changed forever. You can almost hear the frantic, rapid Morse code. T-T-T-T-T-H. Save us. We are sinking fast. Our flashlight only illuminates a small corner, but the shadows cast by the equipment onto the walls form ghostly shapes, like the phantoms of the past, trying to send one last message. But there is a heartbreaking truth that this flashlight also reveals. The Titanic is dying for the second time. An iron-eating bacteria named Halomonas titanicae is devouring the ship every single day. They are turning inch-thick steel plates into fragile rust dust waiting to collapse. Scientists predict that within the next few decades, this majestic wreck will implode, becoming nothing more than an amorphous pile of rust on the ocean floor. The corridors we are traversing, the rooms we are gazing at, will all vanish forever. As the robot begins to retreat, its light fades into the distance, letting the darkness embrace the Titanic once more. We see the bow one last time through the submersible's viewport. It lies there, solitary and cold. This journey of light into the heart of the ocean wasn't just an exploration. It was a pilgrimage to the past, a reminder of the fragility of human life in the face of majestic nature. The Titanic will fade away, but its story, illuminated by our flashlights today, will live on. Thank you for diving to these depths with me. I hope you managed to surface safely before your oxygen ran out.